What up? What up? What's going on, everybody? It is the Church Guys Postgame show for December 1st, 2023. We're in the last month of the year, y'all. New York Knicks win their fourth straight tonight, 119-106 in Toronto, second of a back-to-back against the Toronto Raptors. First of all, before we get started, let me get the housekeeping out the way. Please like, share, tag, comment, subscribe to our YouTube channel. Follow us here on Facebook as well. For those of you who are here, Bishop L, along with Bishop D-Lo, we here. Got a shout out. As you hear, we got some new theme music. Want to give a shout out to the man, the myth, the legend, Overseer Jason Hendrickson, for providing us with our own personal theme song, which just proves that he's a New York Knicks fan. But we'll get him on the show that we can talk about that a little bit more on another day. I see the numbers rising up. Come on, share. Yeah, come on, that's it. Let's get everybody in. Let's talk about this win, talk about the next games. Next week, the Knicks head to Milwaukee for the quarterfinals of the in-season tournament. A lot to unpack before we get to Christmas. A lot of important basketball happening before Christmas, Bishop L.
Feels like June already. It's like April already, man. Like, what's going on here? Like, why is it so intense this early?
Shouts to Adam Silver for giving us the in-season tournament.
Very intense, very early, but I'm liking the intensity of the league right now. Everybody is playing. All they got to do is fix this All-Star game and make the All-Star game mean something, and then it's over.
Well, they're going back to East-West, so that's a step in the right direction.
That's good because whoever wins, are they getting home court advantage in the finals?
Well, no, they're not going to do that because then that doesn't reward the teams who are winning their games.
That's how it was before, though.
No, that was a baseball thing.
That's baseball.
Baseball, they gave the home field to the team that won, to the league that won the All-Star game in the World Series. That was a baseball thing. They've never done that in the NBA. NBA is always the higher seed with the best record in each conference. So whoever the higher seed was, that was the team that was going to have the NBA Finals home court advantage. So Tonight we saw the Knicks go to Toronto. Interestingly enough, I saw a stat today. The league really tried to bury us this year. And I'm not a conspiracy theorist where it comes to these sort of things. But I realized this morning that this was we've only played 19 games. This was like our fourth set of back-to-backs already. Like, what? Who has this many back-to-backs before December 1st? He done broke out the recording mic.
This is the podcast mic, and we're ready. I'm here now, baby. It's usually on the floor. But didn't I say that at the beginning of the season? These back-to-backs look really weird.
Yeah.
Because we had a back-to-back early in the season, which was like out of control. Like, when did that ever happen?
No, it didn't. Not this early. You got a bunch of back-to-backs before December 1st. That does not happen. I mean, it bodes well for later in the season, obviously, because that means there'll be a lot more rest happening. And when Tom Thibodeau is your coach, you absolutely need to rest as much as possible because he's going to run you into the ground if you're starters. But, yeah, the league tried to bury us early this year. Who has this many back-to-backs? But the Knicks get it done tonight, 119-106. I can't lie. We talked about it last night. Me and Bishop J, we thought it was going to be a trap game tonight. We were nervous about tonight. But Bishop L called it. He called it. He did say that the Knicks would pull it out.
I wish you had a clip of last night's show when I called it. If you had a clip of last night's show when I called it, then the people would know that I am indeed the prophet of the Lord. I am. I don't.
You gonna put your Cash App up now?
No.
I didn't know. I thought maybe you was gonna put your Cash App.
I do not speak a false word. But all jokes aside, I just had a feeling that. Looking at the stats last night, right, and seeing what the bench looked like last night.
Absolutely.
I knew
best bench in basketball, period.
It's the best bench in basketball. And I knew that although I'm not a big Tom Thibodeau fan, I feel like the way he played last night's game, the way he coached last night's game, he was coaching last night's game thinking about tonight's game. That's how I feel. I could be wrong.
Okay.
Jason McCants would say I'm dead wrong because he just hates Tibbs. But I feel like he coached that game last night with tonight's game in mind, thinking I gotta rest this bench because this bench is gonna carry us over. And sure enough, that third quarter and Josh Hart gave him 15 straight points.
Josh Hart was huge in this game. Absolutely.
Josh Hart in that third quarter gave us 15 straight points. It was like he was playing by himself. And then once that lead picked back up, once that lead got back up, then you got Devo going wild.
Oh, he went crazy. Dante DiVincenzo, I keep saying it, he's shooting like he's still wearing blue and gold.
And that's what I was saying last night. I was saying the bench is what's going to win this game for us. And sure enough, let's look at the bench. DiVincenzo, 21. Josh Hart, 17. Emmanuel Quickley, 20.
Emmanuel Quickley had 10 tonight.
I'm sorry, yeah. Emmanuel Quickley had 10. Hartenstein with 4.
But 8 rebounds, and again, Hartenstein does all the little things. He does all the dirty work in that second unit, and I love it. Hartenstein does all. He gets us loose balls. He gets those 50-50 plays, gets offensive rebounds. He makes good passes. Like, Hartenstein is the perfect center for that second unit.
And as much as we really dislike Julius Randle, again, assist away from a triple-double.
Julius was solid tonight. I'll give him his. Listen, if I can kill him, I can give him his props. Tonight, a solid 20, 10, and 9 game from Julius Randle. Turnovers were completely limited. But I did also see that the Knicks really tried to keep him away from having the ball up at the top of the key. They put him in the pinch post, and that's his wheelhouse. He works best out of the pinch post.
He just drives me crazy. He drives me crazy when he dribbles into the
double team.
In the corner. There's no place that you can pass this ball once you're trapped in the corner. It's a Pat Riley trap. I don't think they understand it. Teams have been using that Pat Riley trap for years.
Since the Knicks started doing it in the early 90s.
Corner of the court, trap them in that corner. Where you going? You can't throw the ball anywhere. If you throw it to the side on the baseline, you're going to hit the basket. If you try to throw it this way, you're going to get out. It's going to go out of bounds.
Try to cross-court it. The person that's on the weak side is going to steal it.
Yeah. He dribbles into this double team into the corner.
All right. I see y'all coming in. Y'all are here. We appreciate it. Come on. Let us know that you're here. Hit the comments, like, share, tag, comment. I'm responsible for last night, us not getting some of the comments that came in last night because I didn't change the settings, so the comments weren't popping up on my screen so I can put them up. I apologize for that, but I fixed the setting. We're here now. Please let us know that you're here. Comment on tonight's game. Comment on anything Knick-related, basketball-related, sports-related. We're here. It's the Church Guys post-game show for the New York Knicks, but we talk all sports here, and we're dissecting the Knicks win. Once again, Knicks go to 12-7 tonight, currently 5th in the Eastern Conference. Another strong game from Jalen Brunson. And I think they got RJ on a minutes restriction.
I was going to discuss this tonight.
No, really, because the last 4 games, he has not played more. Tonight was the most minutes he's played in the last 4 games. He's been between 24 and 27 minutes the last 4 games. He played 27 minutes tonight. I think RJ is on a minutes restriction because of that knee. Try to tell me it's migraines. No. You don't go on a minutes restriction for migraines. You go on a minutes restrictions when your knee is not where it's supposed to be. And he saw him miss that dunk tonight. That explosiveness is not there. It's not there.
I never really known him to have no explosiveness, to be honest.
If he gets downhill going to his left, he can be explosive. But it wasn't there tonight. And
so they're secretly hiding this knee injury.
I've been saying it for weeks.
So here's where I have an issue with the front office. Get it dealt with now. Don't put him on a minutes restriction. Get it dealt with now. He didn't have no off-season surgery, did he?
No. No. Julius is the only one that had an offseason surgery.
Get it dealt with now. 9 times out of 10, he tweaked that knee or did something to that knee in national basketball, playing for Canada, right? Thought that it was okay, came into the beginning of the season, looked all world at the beginning of the season, right? But something's wrong. And whatever it is, it happened in international play. And they're not saying anything. And the reason, 9 times out of 10, the reason why they're not saying anything is because they don't want to cast a bad shadow on international play.
I get it.
That's an NBA moneymaker too.
Absolutely. It absolutely is. And I don't have a dispute for anything that you just said. I've been saying it for weeks. I really believe that RJ's knee is not 100%. I think that RJ is struggling with that knee injury, and they're not talking about it, which is typical Knicks. But he only plays 27 minutes tonight. He was an inefficient 6 of 18 from the floor, so he shot 33%. He shot 1 of 6 from 3, so he's not shooting as well as he did early in the season. 15 more points tonight, but he said he had 6 assists, 4 rebounds. One thing that has not changed is RJ is still making good basketball plays. He's not turning the ball over. He's making a smart play. That great pass on the fast break to Julius Randle in the game-clinching run. I like what I'm seeing from RJ Barrett, even with the knee injury. And I truly believe that that's what it is. I truly believe that RJ has a knee injury. I truly believe that he has a knee injury.
I'm with you on that. I believe that he is suffering with some kind of a knee injury, and it could simply just be like tendonitis or something like that.
Yeah.
It's probably not something major, but it is something to keep him off the court. And
absolutely.
We need RJ on the court if we're gonna play, if we're gonna win games. Like now, like I said last night, I thought that we could win this game against Toronto for 2 factors. 1, our bench was going to carry us over. 2, they don't play well against the division.
And this one was important because we lost our first 2 games in the division to Boston. So winning this game in the division is going to be important for tiebreakers later on in the season. So, I mean, if you're not going to beat Boston, you got to beat everybody else.
Yes.
You got to beat everybody else.
Yes.
And so, next up for the Knicks, after tonight's game, after tonight's win, the Knicks will go on Monday.
Milwaukee.
I'm sorry, not Monday. The Knicks will play on Tuesday. Yes, Knicks Bucks Tuesday night, quarterfinals of the in-season tournament. Knicks will go to Milwaukee and try to avenge their in-season tournament opening loss to Milwaukee, which I think is a winnable game. The Knicks are a game behind Milwaukee in the standings. So this is twofold because the Knicks can tie Milwaukee for second place in the conference and advance to the semifinals of the in-season tournament. So this game is big on 2 levels, and it will be the quarter point of the season because this will be our 20th game. So if the Knicks can be second in the conference at the quarter point of the season, that's huge.
It's definitely a winnable game. Yeah, it's it's the Greek freak, like and Dame Lillard. Now,
absolutely. I mean that
Dame is the only reason why. Dame's the reason why we lost that first game.
Yes, and he caught fire in the second half. He killed
right, and we could have won that first game. Actually, I think we was in position at one point.
Yeah,
in that first game.
Yeah. It's going to come down to the bench, and I take our bench over anybody's bench. I think the starting units are a wash because, you got Dame and Giannis, but Brunson is playing out of his mind right now.
Yeah.
If Julius plays the kind of game he played tonight, we'll be fine. And, RJ and Middleton will cancel each other out, I believe. So it's really going to come out to the bench, and we have a much better bench than the Milwaukee Bucks. And I'm not saying that as a homer. I mean, when you look at it, Milwaukee, in getting Dame, gutted their bench. All they really got off their bench that is a quality regular night in and night out threat is Bobby Portis. That's really it. They're hit and miss. So and I'll take our bench up against their bench any day. And they're another team that only plays 9 guys. So it's going to be a war of attrition. It's going to come down to the Knicks getting to loose balls. It's going to come down to the Knicks rebounding. Mitch is going to need to have a big game against Brook Lopez. He needs to do to Brook Lopez what he did to Wembyana and what he did to those boys in Cleveland last year in the first round. Mitch is gonna have to dominate the glass.
Mitch was getting bullied tonight.
Well, they made a concerted effort to keep Mitch off the glass. If you notice, every time the ball went up, they were putting a body on Mitch. And they went with Boucher and Siakam at the same time and Anunoby. So you got 6'10", 6'11", 6'11 crashing the boards. But teams are now game planning to keep Mitchell Robinson off the boards. Yeah. That's huge. When you got a game plan because of an offensive rebounding threat, that's huge. And Milwaukee is not going to do that. Milwaukee is not going to put Bobby Portis and Brook Lopez. I'm sorry, Robin Lopez is on Milwaukee as well, but he don't play. But you're not going to see Brook Lopez and Bobby Portis on the floor at the same time with Giannis. You're not going to see the three of them together. So that Mitch has an opportunity. The key is going to be, I can see Milwaukee trying to stretch the floor a lot with Brook Lopez because he is a bona fide stretch five, and they're going to try to pull Mitch out to the perimeter a lot. This would be a good time to do what you talked about on our last show for the Knicks to put Hartenstein out there as well. So he's out there chasing Lopez off of the three-point line and allowing Mitch to kind of match up with Giannis down low, because as good as Giannis is, Mitch is still a better rebounder.
Mm-hmm.
And defensively, Mitch can defend pretty much anybody down low. So I'll let Mitch defend Giannis. I ain't got a problem with that.
I agree. I completely and totally agree. We had a lot of good games tonight.
Yeah, a lot of good basketball. Orlando wins again tonight. The Orlando Magic have 14 wins at the quarter pole for them.
Pelicans are putting a piece of work in on San Antonio right now.
Yeah, that's to be expected. I expected that. Boston beat Philly tonight to maintain their stranglehold on the Eastern Conference right now.
Boston won. Boston won. You hear that, Jason?
Hey, Jahan, if you're around, the Celtics won.
Boston won. Hippie, yippee, ki-yay.
Okay, don't finish it, Bruce Willis.
I know.
I know you might have wanted to, but no, don't finish.
No, I didn't.
But
Grizzlies beat the Mavericks.
Boston improves to 15-4. Philly is now tied with the Knicks for fourth in the conference. The Knicks and Philly are now tied for fourth in the conference, both with 12-7 records. Orlando wins their 14th game of the year.
That's going to be a game when we play Philly.
Oh, yeah. It's going to be fun. It's going to be fun. Because Mitch has traditionally played well against Joel Embiid. So it's going to be fun. It's going to be fun. It's going to be fun. And not for nothing, Emmanuel Quickly has traditionally played well against Tyrese Maxey.
Yes, he has.
So
yes, he has.
It's going to be fun. It's going to be fun. Quick's going to get a lot of minutes in that game. They're very good friends. They played together at Kentucky. That Kentucky backcourt was crazy with the two of them back there. But yeah, that's going to be that. New York Philly is going to be fun. It's going to be fun. The Grizzlies beat the Mavericks tonight.
The $3 billion Mavericks.
The $3.5 billion Mavericks. There's no.
Why do I own a basketball team? Why don't I own a basketball team?
But it begs an interesting question. Because, and you know me, you know the way my mind works from a business standpoint, because, I'm always thinking about marketing and what's next, and especially where it comes to media. Mark Cuban is the one who is responsible for what we are doing right now. He created broadcast. That's how he made his billions. He created broadcast.com, which he started at the very end of the .com bubble. And just before the bubble burst, he sold broadcast.com, which was responsible for the first streaming anything. That we owe all of this to Mark Cuban, where we are in terms of streaming broadcasting. Thank you, Mark Cuban. He sold it just before the .com bubble burst. Made billions of dollars. He made his fortune, and broadcast.com was gone within 5 years and streaming had evolved. He's always been ahead of the game. He loves the Dallas Mavericks. He always talks about how he wanted to own an NBA franchise. For him to sell the controlling interest of that team, I started thinking today, I think
something's coming.
Something is brewing
Yeah.
where it comes to the NBA and this new CBA.
Yeah.
This new TV deal is not going to be what they thought it was going to be in terms of money. Because with the streamers coming in right now, you're no longer going to have the TNTs and them throwing $5 billion at the NBA anymore because Amazon's money is coming in. Amazon's making a bid. I heard Disney, and because Disney owns ESPN, ABC, all of that, and they're talking about moving a lot of their stuff to their streaming platform. I think Mark Cuban sees the handwriting on the wall and is like, you know what? The streaming bubble look like it's about to bust as well because Disney's not doing all that well as well with Disney Plus. And you saw ESPN before the season made a bunch of layoffs in the NBA division as far as covering games.
Yeah, they fired everybody.
Yo.
They fired everybody.
Mark Cuban, I'm just waiting to see what it is because he hasn't been wrong yet.
Yeah.
So I just don't think the money's going to be there the way they thought it was. But what does that mean for the league that continues to expand, who is looking to further expand globally, and who's looking to add 2 new teams in the next 2 or 3 years? What does that mean for the NBA? What does that mean?
What it means is Mark Cuban will be a part of that team that's putting together a team for Vegas.
Okay.
That's where I see this going. Like I hear everything you're saying, but I think that Mark Cuban is going to be a part of that company or a part of that group that puts a team in Vegas. Because Mark, like you've just forestated, is a businessman.
He's a businessman first. And for him to sell the team that he loves.
For him to sell that team.
He bought the Dallas Mavericks, by the way, for I believe it was $285 million, by the way. When he bought the team all those years ago, he bought the team for $285, sold it.
What percentage
for $3.5 billion?
Oh my God. That's like what is that? Like 300?
More than that. That's like not four. That's 4, 5. Wait, there's my calculator. Because I can do this math. 500% on.
That's a profit. And he's still a minority owner.
Right. And maintain control of basketball operations.
So he's still going to be making money off of what he just sold. That's a power play. That's a power play. That's a power play. Kudos to Mark Cuban. Mark Cuban is the man. Mark Cuban is the man. That's crazy.
That is absolutely crazy. $285 million. You're looking at let me just check this math one more time because this really makes
no, it's right. It's just amazing you, but it's
right. That's why I'm checking it one more time just to make sure I'm not crazy.
You ain't crazy. He made a 900% profit.
No, more than that. This is almost a 1,500% profit. 1,500, 285 million to 3.5 billion. And that's not even the actual valuation of the franchise. That was just his stake in the team. So the actual value of the Dallas Mavericks. And do you want to know the even scarier part? As valuable as that seems, the Knicks are still more valuable. Isn't
that something? As soon as Dolan decides he's going to sell the Knicks, it's going to be
a free for all.
Free for all, buddy. They're going to sell that team for at least $5 billion.
Maybe more than that. Current valuation? Let me see what the Knicks' current valuation is right now. The Knicks are currently valued. While I'm checking that, y'all like, share, tag, comment, all that
I
good
need
stuff.
everybody from my church to log in. All the sports fans from my church, get in here. Get in here. Unbelievable. Tag somebody. Tag everybody. Tell them a Church Guy Sports Show is on. And we had a great game tonight. Great win by our New York Knicks. They won by 15 points.
New York Knicks are currently valued at $6.6 billion.
Yeah, he's going to sell it at $10 billion.
Yeah.
He's going to sell it at $10 billion.
I think he's going to have to throw in the network, though, if he does that. Because to me, it makes no sense to sell the team and hold on to the network. He could probably get $10 billion right now if he sold the Knicks and Rangers together.
Yeah,
he could probably get $10 billion.
He owns the Rangers too, right?
Yep.
What happened with the Liberty deal? Like, did he sell the Liberty?
Yeah, he sold the Liberty. He sold the Liberty to Joe Tsai, who owns the Brooklyn Nets.
Okay.
That's why they moved to Barclays.
Yeah, because I remember them playing in Jersey at one point.
They were playing in Jersey, and they were playing up in Westchester, where the Westchester Knicks play.
Yeah.
And that was just trash.
And Liberty went to the finals this year too.
They did. They lost in 4 games to the Las Vegas Aces, who are essentially the new Houston Comets. Because if you remember when the WNBA started, the Houston Comets were winning every year, and now the Las Vegas Aces have become that.
You had that beautiful girl on the Houston Comets that used to have that lipstick on. I forget her name, but she was so beautiful. But that lipstick was something.
You talking about Cheryl Swoops? Cheryl Swoops.
She used to wear that red lipstick.
Yep, that was Cheryl Swoops.
And she had.
Listen, there was a couple of nice ones in the WNBA over there.
There's a couple of nice ones in there.
A couple of them.
They got some lookers in there. Make me want to play basketball again.
Listen,
I could do Love and Basketball Part 2.
Like you got a Candace Parker who's not bad. What the Skylar Diggins.
Oh.
I shouldn't even said her name.
Listen to me. When I was playing
Skylar Diggins looked like she should be somewhere modeling.
When I was playing basketball in high school, they didn't have no.
No, they didn't look like that when we were in school. Nope.
No.
The girls' basketball team didn't look like that.
The girls' basketball team in my school, first of all, the girls' basketball team in my school, all of them was white.
Okay.
They were all white. Every last one of them was Becky.
Okay.
Every last one of them was Becky, and there was nothing cute about none of them.
Let's see. My girls' basketball team was all black girls, but they all seemed to be in alternative lifestyles.
They had these huge hands.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, when I'm walking past a girl at 6 feet tall and she's 6'4", I'm like, bro. And I remember when in my freshman year, when I played JV my freshman year, oh my God, we actually scrimmaged the girls' team. Oh my God!
Don't tell me y'all lost.
No, we won by 14. We weren't. We were not. Even though we were the JV squad, we was like, we are not losing to these girls. It's not happening. And our girls' team was one of the best in the city. John Jay's girls' team was a perennial go to the Garden team every year. But we put a spanking on them girls because it was a big deal. It was like because it all started out with a joking challenge. Next thing I know, we was playing them for real. We was scrimmaging them for real. And like the varsity team came out to the game. The football players came out to watch. Our gym was packed for that game.
Caught my first dunk in high school, yo.
Me too.
I will never forget that feeling.
I almost killed myself, but yeah.
I will never forget that feeling going down that court. And
breakaway, fast
breakaway. And I knew on that breakaway, I was like, I'm gonna dunk this ball right now.
You sound like me on mine, yo. I only caught like 2 dunks in school, but that first one, whoa!
I knew it was on the break, and it's like I had a Kevin Costner For the Love of the Game moment.
Oh wow, it's a great movie, by the way.
Great movie. So like the entire gym
Everything just
faded out for me.
You didn't see that. Everything blurred on every side. All you saw was you in the rim.
No. And all the girls.
Oh. Yes, that's important. That's very important.
I saw all the girls. I saw the rim. Everything else was blurry, and I saw all the girls.
All the girls.
Because when I dunk this ball, I want to see who's cheering, because they're next.
Yes. Listen, I can't be mad at you.
D, I'm coming up. Yo, and the next is from the dotted. It was from the dotted.
Oh, you took off from the dotted. All right.
Took off from the dotted because the adrenaline was crazy. I was on the fast break, and we had a 90 something foot court in high school.
It was 94 feet. Yeah.
94 feet. So it's like, when I took off and I realized that I had enough air in me, I cranked that joint. It wasn't a practice dunk. It wasn't a layup line dunk. It was an in-game dunk. I never used to try to dunk on the layup line because I was afraid of the Sprite commercial.
I remember that.
I was afraid of the Sprite commercial, although I was in a dunk contest and I wound up doing the Sprite. Oh, my God, it was terrible. But when I caught that dunk, it was a mighty day. It was a mighty day. In Grover Cleveland High School. It was a 2127 Hemrod Street. It was a mighty day. Ridgewood, Queens. I'm like,
I know it well because as a young child, I learned how to swim in y'all pool.
Are you serious?
Because they used to do swimming classes on Saturdays. My mother taught at Grover Cleveland all the way back then. And so she had signed me up for some swimming classes, and I would go there on Saturdays. That's why I learned how to swim. I learned how to swim in the Grover Cleveland pool.
It's a great school. I loved Grover Cleveland. I was in Erasmus Hall first.
Oh,
the basketball team in Erasmus Hall, but I was too American for them Jamaicans.
You ain't never lied, though. That's just very true. You way too American for that.
And one of the dudes over there was like, "Yeah, I'm coming out." That's around the time they let you go out and go get your lunch from Burger King. Or I'm coming out, and the dude said, "We don't like no Yankee boys here." And I was like, "I'm a Yankee fan, but I don't know what you're talking about."
Right. Like, I like the Yankees. Like, what do you mean?
I had to fight my way out of there, man. Like, I had to get a safety transfer and everything. I had to beat the kid up because he took my Cleveland Indians hat during the course of the day.
Oh, no.
Come to find out, it's because he was the kid that didn't get the spot on the basketball team because I made the basketball.
Because you had made the team. Yep.
But, I mean, I'm coming in from the 9th grade. I was 9th grade in junior high school. So when I come into Erasmus, I'm a 10th grader. But you want to consider me a freshman because this is my first year. But I'm not a freshman.
He's not a freshman. Right.
I'm a 10th grader. And I made the team. And dude was mad. So he took my hat. I guess he figured I was there by myself. And I was there. Well, I wasn't, but I was.
Right.
And he took my hat and wore it around the school the whole day. Wow. Then he wore my hat around the school the whole day, just disrespected me.
He had to get beat up. Like, really, that was all you could do. Like, you had to beat him up. Like,
he's wearing the hat around the school the whole day, and I'm seeing this dude all day. Now, the bulk of my classes, my first 7 classes was on another side of the school. It was in the clean side of the school. Because although I made the basketball team, I was really there for the music academy.
Right.
And the music academy was on the first part. It was in the Joe Clark East Side High part of the school.
It was. That's very true.
Okay. But when you walk through these doors to go to my last period class, which was math, when you walk through these doors, you could hear the song "Welcome to the Jungle." It was graffiti on the walls and everything. And I seen this kid with my hat last period. I said, all right, I'm a hat. And of course, all these peoples is laughing. They like, took shorty hat. You took that Yankee boy hat. Blah. I'm like, all right. So when he came outside, I took the hat, threw it in the garbage. And that was it. We fought.
I understand.
School safety came, tried to break it up.
It was bad.
I couldn't come to school for like 2 days because the principal was like, "Oh, you're coming from too far. We can't get you home in time because I'm coming from Greenpoint, going all the way to Flatbush." And at that time, if I got to take the train, I got to take the train into Manhattan to come out of Manhattan on the F train to get to Church Avenue.
Yeah, that's too much.
Yeah, so I transferred to Grover Cleveland, and Grover Cleveland was where I was playing basketball, and then I wound up getting called to preach. And my NBA dreams went out the window.
Listen, I totally understand because that's how I feel about my MLB dreams. Because while I was a really good basketball player, baseball was still my first sport, and I was on my way. I had a scout from the Kansas City Royals call a house. Like, it was going that well. And then God said, yeah, so that's going to be a no. Let's tear up your knee.
It's Mr. Gruber's fault for me. Mr. Gruber, my science teacher, was a devout Christian.
Oh, wow.
And he was like, yeah, you're a great basketball player, but the hand of the Lord is on your life. I said, we're in the Department of Ed. You're not even supposed to be
you ain't supposed to be talking about this right now, right? You ain't supposed to be talking about this. Like, what do you say? Don't make me have to report you, sir.
I'm going to call the principal. What are you talking about? You're killing my cool right now.
You about to destroy all my dreams, all my plans and visions.
You're a great basketball player, Butler. But the hand of the Lord is on your life, and you're not going to be doing that much longer. And I'm like, I don't know what you're talking about. You're out of your mind. And I went to the gym 2 days later playing basketball, and I passed out on the court.
Oh, wow.
And of course, that was like right around the time Hank Gathers died on the court.
Oh, yeah. So your career was over.
PSAL was like, you're not getting insured.
I understand. You know, when you tear a meniscus, like I did, I tore a meniscus on a collision at home plate in an era where that you didn't return from that injury.
Yeah.
Now cats come back in a year. Back in the early 90s, the science wasn't there. So your career was over.
So, yeah, you know, Mr. Gruber, it's all his fault. It's all his fault.
Well, that was a fun trip down memory. That was a fun trip down memory
What
lane.
a game by with Knicks, man. We played good. I saw you put in the chat that we started a little sluggish.
They started slow. They were sluggish early. Early. But both teams were. I noticed something about the Toronto Raptors as well, watching tonight's game, just that the Raptors don't really have an identity yet. Siakam is supposed to be that guy, but he's an all-star, but not a superstar. And, you know, that's one of those things you can see that they're searching for an identity. So the Knicks, they're a team that they're going to play hard every night, but good teams should be able to beat them. And that's what I wanted to see from the Knicks tonight. And that's what happened.
Well, I know what you just said about Siakam, but he looked like he was heating up against us.
He did, but he finished
Was it in
with 21 and 8.
In that second quarter when he was hitting them.
Oh, he went crazy on us in the second quarter. He looked like he was trying to take us out. I was like, oh, God, he's going to have a big game. And then, Jason McCants is going to be right.
And then he made an attempt to hit that buzzer beater at the end of the second, end of the first half. I was like, if this mofo hits this shot.
Oh, I would have said we're losing. We're definitely losing.
We would lose that game. But he missed it. And thank you, Jesus.
Scotty Barnes had 29 tonight against us.
That's something that should not have happened.
13 of 19. He just kept getting open at the top of the three and just kept. And I'm like, is somebody going to get out on him? Yeah. Is anybody going to get out on him? Like, what happened to the old days where you made a three against the Knicks? Charles Oakley was punching you in the stomach the next time you tried to shoot that shot.
I want to remember. It was a play where somebody just walked in the lane and nobody played D, and he hit a layup. I'm not sure.
I think it was Boucher.
Was it Boucher?
I think it was Boucher. Because I remember that play because I looked at it like, what just happened?
In my mind, I wanted to put in the text thread, where's Charles Oakley when you need him?
When you need him,
right?
Right.
Because he just came in the lane and just was like, Oh, it was almost like everybody was just watching them. Like, yeah, just score this basket. Just go ahead.
Listen, the Knicks invented the no layup rule, and that rule has been destroyed. Like,
Yeah,
cats just walk into the basket now. Like, what is
yeah.
happening?
But that's the league too. The league
Yeah.
has, they want to see more points on the board. They don't want to see 80-point wins.
Although it was exciting for us,
Listen,
I like the wars of attrition because
I
it
remember.
forced coaches to be coaches.
Yeah,
There was there because people say, well, there wasn't as much offensive creativity. Well, the rules were different. That's the first thing.
the
And
rules
the
were
second thing was it wasn't that there wasn't as much offensive creativity. It's that cats ain't have heart because as creative as you were offensively, once you got within 5 feet of the basket, somebody was going to hit you. Somebody was going to put a body on you.
Yeah.
And not in a malicious way, but in the NBA, it was like if they get in the lane, make them feel it, make them earn it. There were no easy baskets. There was no, as Clyde likes to say, Matador D. Because even Patrick Ewing, superstar, he would foul you hard.
Mm-hmm.
That's the league. The superstars of today, they don't do that anymore. I mean, but that's why you have crap
because
like what
they're all
happened.
friends. Because they're all friends.
And then you've got the refs stopping the game today for an inadvertent kick to Siakam's head. Julius wasn't even looking down. He tripped over Siakam. And y'all stopped the game for 5 minutes to look to see if it was a hostile act. Like, really? But that's why the game has changed. The game has changed tremendously. The game has changed tremendously. You finally changed your settings so that the comments could come up. Your comments just popped up.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, your comments finally just popped up.
Oh, I don't know. I don't be going with this stuff. Like, this technology stuff is ridiculous.
Listen, technology is the wave of the future. This is how we're going to make our money going forward. So we got to be on it.
I feel you.
This is how we're going to make our money. So,
but I love the days when all you needed was 85 points to win a game.
Yeah.
Like,
where was first team to 100 is going to win.
Right. That was it. Like, the first team that got to 100, that's the team that's going to win. Back in those days when the Knicks was notorious for keeping teams under 100 points.
I think they still hold the NBA record for most games of keeping a team with scoring less than 100 points. I believe they still hold the NBA record for that in the season. I think it's like 20-something, 26, 27 games in a row where a team didn't score 100 points against them. That was unheard of.
That's bananas. Not now, though.
Oh,
Not now. Because the court is the Red Sea. Moses might as well be direct. Moses may as well be refereeing these games now. Just stretch out your hand, Moses, and just part the Red Sea. Everybody's just going down the middle. Niggas is dunking. They doing in between a leg dunk in games. Dunks that are only supposed to be for dunk
contest. Cats is doing a game now. Obi Toppin all the time. He get on that breakaway. There was a time on the breakaway you had to do a regular dunk because you didn't know if somebody was chasing you down and going to snatch you out the air.
Right.
now
they 50
on the bench, all them sides.
In the game, this dude doing a 360 in between the legs, like East Bay Funk dunk, and I'm like, how?
Yeah, this is NBA in the 21st century.
Yeah.
Because I mean, at the end of the day, it's entertainment. It's a show. So the league wants that sort of thing. But I mean, I listened to a couple of podcasts where Tim Donaghy was talking. For those of you who don't know, Tim Donaghy was the NBA referee who some years ago went to jail because he was found to be betting on NBA basketball games. And the interesting thing he said, "Oh yeah, there would be a call." Because they asked him, was like, "Oh well, they did their investigation and they found that like he never like made any calls that would impact the game. Like he shouldn't have been betting on the games, but like he never like was doing anything that impacted the game in terms of like toward one team or another based on how he bet." And he was like, "No, I didn't have to do that." He said the league did that for us. He said because there were points of emphasis every game. So he said I would bet on games. He was like, he said the way his system was this: he would look at the schedule of games and then he would pull out the master referee schedule to see who was reffing what game. I said, oh, that's freaking brilliant though. And he knew based upon who was reffing what game, pretty much how that game was going to turn out. And I'm like, that's crazy. But if you remember, those series against Miami in the 90s, y'all remember how Tim Hardaway called the late great referee Dick Bavetta, used to call him Nick Bavetta, because his games, in the games that Dick Bavetta reffed for the Knicks usually won. But he said, the NBA would have points of emphasis. They would tell us how to ref certain star players in certain games. And I'm like, that's crazy. I'm like, this dude is blowing the lid off of all of it.
He wrote a book, right?
Donahue? Yep. And right now he's making the podcast circuit. And he's telling it all. He is telling it all. I was like, wow.
That's terrible.
But it hasn't changed. There is an emphasis. Michael McFadden said, Gil Arena said a ref told him, do you want the game to end at the free throw line or your towel? Oh, wow. When a ref tells you this, what you going to do? What are you going to do?
That's crazy, man. That's crazy. That brings to mind Michael Jordan's first retirement, which was really a suspension.
Listen, that is the conspiracy theory. We know you are a conspiracy theorist.
I am. I loosely, slightly, a little bit.
But that is the conspiracy theory. For those of you who don't know out there watching, obviously the great Michael Jordan, after the Bulls' first three-peat, they're saying he was forced to retire because he was in bed with some bad people because of his gambling. Like if those who are close to Michael Jordan are like, he is the most competitive person in the world. He gambles on everything. And he said his gambling debts had got out of hand. This is the same Michael Jordan who, I hate to say it, in the middle of the playoffs against my New York Knicks, went to Vegas the night before a game. They came back and gave us 50. And I'm like, that don't make no sense. But like, got on a private plane, went to Vegas, came back, and gave us 50.
And it unfortunately resulted in his father's death. They're saying that his father was.
Yeah, he was the casualty of that.
Yeah.
And so as a result, the Michael's first retirement was actually the league suspending him, and he went to go play baseball. He made that whole impassioned speech about his dad seeing his last basketball game and how his dad always wanted him to play baseball, how baseball was indeed his first love. And he went off and did that. And then when the league said it was okay, he went and did Space Jam. And then after Space Jam, he came back to the league.
He did hit a 92 mile per hour pitch out the park. Listen. This
is like cats like Michael Jordan, cats like Deion Sanders. I ain't got nothing to say. Because as a guy who played baseball, I know how hard it is to hit a 90 mile per hour fastball.
It's very hard.
And for you to be that great at more than one sport, Deion hit a home run and scored a touchdown in the same day. Like, dude.
Frankie Rodriguez was a friend of mine.
I owned him in high school when he went to Lincoln. I owned him. I did. I owned him. Like,
nice.
I did. The 2 years we played against each other, which were my sophomore and junior year, we played Lincoln twice both years. I think I was like 10 for 12 against him. There were, and we knew this kid was going to the major leagues. We knew it. And they're like, yo, you just got his. I just had his number. It was crazy.
I played strike box.
Him and Nelson Figueroa, I had both of their numbers. Like, I owned them.
I played strike box against Frankie Rodriguez.
Oh, no. Y'all don't know. You have to explain to people what the playground game of strike box is.
Okay, so strike box. The wall is your
Mhm.
backstop.
And you got
Backstop is the
a
catcher.
square box.
There's a square box on the wall. That is the strike box. Frankie is 90 feet away. And he's like, L, if you hit this, I will give you tickets to the, because remember, he was playing for Boston.
He was playing for Boston. Yep.
I'll give you tickets to the next game at Yankee Stadium. I said, all right, if I hit it, I'm telling you, I'm hitting it right to your face. He threw that first pitch.
You didn't even see it.
Yo,
you didn't even see. Yo, not for nothing.
that first, yo.
I think him and Nelson Figueroa, who I also played, he played for the Mets. Those guys, those were the first two 90 plus fastballs I saw in high school. And then there was this kid at Sheepshead Bay named Kenny Meade, who got drafted by the Detroit Tigers, I think, but he got as high as AAA. He was a junk baller in high school, and it was crazy one week because I literally went from facing Nelson on Tuesday, on Wednesday I was facing Kenny Meade. And if you know anything about baseball, to go from seeing a 94, 95 mile per hour fastball to see a kid throwing junk 75 mile per hour curveballs and changeups the next day,
throw you off.
Your timing is screwed.
Throw you off. You can't. No, it's not gonna happen. You're just. You know what, Coach? I don't want to play. Not today. I can't do it. I got to do bad in practice. He threw that fastball, and that joint came like this and said, "Whoof."
Yes, throwing 90 plus with movement. Hey, the bro is here. Jesse Moore is here. What happened, Jeff?
He's in Georgia. Got bad connection.
Georgia, them Georgians got bad connection.
Texas has bad connection.
Well, he's in Texas now. That's right.
He can't get on. See, he wanted to get on the show. He can't even get.
He's going back. You got your connection together, Jess?
Yeah, I got my connection together. What up, fellas?
What's going on,
Welcome to
man?
the show.
Welcome to the show, man.
Jesse Moore.
Yes, sir.
The man, the legend, one of the baddest organists.
Oh, just this side of heaven.
One of the dopest keyboardists, one of the dopest MDs.
Yes.
Unfortunately, he's a Sixer fan.
Man, listen.
And he's a Dallas fan.
Yes, sir.
I mean, well, he's in Texas. Fan. He's in Texas. So, I mean,
the only New York team
I'll give it to him because he's in Dallas. He's in Texas, so that's fine.
He's been a Dallas fan long before he got to Texas.
But I'm just saying, oh, no.
Look,
God.
Look, he got the shirt.
Oh, no, not that star.
I was going to bleach that shirt.
Listen. Hey, man, I appreciate finally joining this show. I've been wanting to come on for the longest. I am a native of New Yorker, that is home, but I just happen to be Cowboy fan and a Sixer fan. We lost tonight. We did lose tonight.
This is why we brought you on the show.
That's the only reason L sent you the link. He sent it to you because
we did lose tonight, but we fought a good fight without our guns. We were missing 3 of our starters. Embiid didn't play. Tyrese Maxey didn't play.
Yeah, let me look at this box score.
Yeah, they didn't play tonight. And we still took them to the wire.
Mm-hmm.
That's true. Yeah, I mean, but listen, Philly's bench is strong. When you got Marcus Morris coming off your bench, you got a Patrick Beverly coming up. Like, that's not a bad basketball team.
You talking like you got some basketball knowledge there, brother.
I do. Dallas. I'm sorry. Philly's a good basketball team, and it was addition by subtraction. Them getting rid of James Harden made them better.
Man, you know what, man? You talking some good basketball IQ right now. You truly are. We have definitely made a better mark getting rid of James Harden. He doesn't play defense. James Harden don't play defense.
That's true.
Period, point blank. He's an offensive threat. I get that to him, but he plays absolutely no defense. So what we've done is, you're right, we've added a bench now. We got some good role players.
veteran role players. That's the type of guys Embiid needed to be surrounded with.
Exactly. And now we got assets. We got some couple of picks from that trade, and we still got players on there if we want to make another move before the trade deadline to get even stronger.
Sounds to me like he's gearing himself up for another season of trust the process.
No. The process is here. The process is here. No, because we when it's all said and done, we are gonna be in the Eastern Conference Championship. I guarantee y'all that.
That might be true, but they don't have. I still don't think they have enough to beat a healthy Boston team.
I don't believe you. You need more people.
Like I said, by the trade deadline, we'll see where we are because Zach LaVine is on the radar. He wants to come to Philly, and we actually have the assets to trade to get him. Because really, that's real. All we need is another shooter. That's it.
I was telling the people last night on our show that I remember when you really became a Sixers fan. Because you've been a Knicks fan. You just like this Jason Hendrickson. y'all are really Knicks fans deep down in your hearts. But I remember when we was in Topps appliance store on Northern Boulevard, and we was watching the NBA draft when Allen Iverson got drafted.
Yeah.
And that's when Jesse Moore was like, Sixers, baby! Yeah, Sixers! I'm like, this kid right here is going crazy. We in the middle of Queensbridge. We're in the middle of Queensbridge. Ron Artest is probably down the block somewhere. And he's screaming, Sixers, baby! We got Allen Iverson! I had no idea who Allen Iverson was, to be honest with you, because after Pat Ewing left Georgetown, I didn't watch college basketball ever again. but Jesse was like, he started buying Sixer jerseys. He had the answer shoes, the
Reeboks. Wow.
Reeboks. That's right. Those shoes was banging.
He was buying the sneakers. He had the jersey. He had the Allen Iverson jersey with the stripe down the.
Oh wow. Wow, that's the old school Sixer joint.
Dude, that's how far we go way back. We go back further than that, but dang.
Yeah.
Wow.
I mean, you got to remember, Allen Iverson did come into the league 30 years ago.
yeah. Dude, that's how far me and this guy go way back.
Oh, yeah, that makes sense.
I was a Knicks fan, Bernard King days. Bernard King.
The original number 30.
And what's his name? Richardson.
Michael Ray
Richardson. Michael Ray, yeah. And then you had Rory Sparrow.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Michael, what's his name? Cartwright was a center.
Bill Cartwright was the starting center.
Bill Cartwright. I was a Knicks fan during that era. Dang, I tell him my age, y'all.
We all in the same bracket, bro. So. We all in the same bracket.
No. We're not in the same bracket with him. He's.
I mean, he's a little older, yeah.
Listen.
A smidge.
He's a couple of mornings away from an AARP card.
Oh, shots fired. Shots fired.
Actually, brother, next month, May, you're gonna be in the AAR club.
I already told him. I said, do we need to bring a cane to this celebration for him?
So you done got your membership in the mail already, so it's there.
Speaking of May, my birthday celebration will be in May 31st, Friday night. It is the 50 years old, 20 years past it. Everybody be there. Early bird tickets is $150. Late bird tickets is $170. Get your tickets now. My church already bought all late tickets. I'm feeling it. I'm ready.
Where's it gonna be at? I might come up for that.
It's gonna be at Anton's.
Anton.
Yeah, Queens, over there on Springfield
Boulevard.
Yeah.
That's where the graduation was, right?
I think the year that you came to the graduation, it was there.
Yeah.
But it's gonna be there because they have a wonderful menu. They have oxtails on the menu.
And we're all sick of Russos, but that's another story.
Bishop
not watching. He not watching. We all right.
He does watch.
So all you got to do is fill out the membership. The membership is $9.99. Is for AARP?
No,
Hey,
but we
listen.
still have the pay in 4 option.
Paying for.
No, it's $9.99 for the year, man. You know, I mean, you know,
With the AL. Listen,
for the year. You know, you
but
join the club.
Jess is a Sixers fan, Dallas fan. We don't see eye to eye until it's baseball season because he's a diehard.
We're all Yankee fans around here. Yeah, that's never gonna change.
I'm pissed off because they won't get rid of Aaron Boone. I don't know what's the why are they holding on to Aaron Boone, man? Could y'all please tell me that?
Because George isn't alive anymore.
Thank you. That's it.
Because George is dead.
That's it. And Hal is he's a budgetist.
Hank ran the team for 1 year like his father, but then he got sick.
Hal
took over, and Hal is
holding on to every penny because Hal is like, I want my kids to have money when I'm dead.
Which means he learned nothing from his father.
Absolutely nothing. He has no idea
because George's spending is why the Yankees are the most valuable franchise in professional sports.
Yeah.
But the intensity of Jess, you talk about Aaron Boone. I want them to get rid of Brian Cashman.
Yeah,
they can both go out the door, as far as I'm concerned. with the entire analytics department, I'm like, what are y'all doing?
Brian Cashman can go. We've had 30 years of you.
Yeah,
just about.
He's got to be the longest tenured GM in MLB history.
In sports history.
Yeah,
absolutely.
He's had the job literally since Bob Watson left after the 99 championship. So he took over in 2000. He's been the GM for 23 years.
Unbelievable. Come on, man. No, it's a done deal.
It's a new era, man. New era of analytics.
And he's not willing to spend the money. He doesn't want to make the necessary splash trades that used to get us. They don't want to.
And he's not making good decisions with the role players he's picking up.
They don't want to be the evil empire anymore.
And we don't have a farm system no more. Actually,
he gutted the farm system.
Yeah, they gutted the farm, but they got this kid. They got this guy. His name is Jason something.
Jason Dominguez.
Yes.
Yeah, I know he's about Jason Dominguez. He's gonna be a problem, but he got hurt.
He's gonna be a problem.
He's gonna be a problem. Jason Dominguez. He came up for a cup of coffee this year and was chilling when he got hurt. Yeah, Jason Dominguez is gonna be a problem. He's gonna be a problem. Yeah. That boy. Yeah.
He can hit. He can hit.
Yeah.
He reminds me of what we saw in Shane Spencer. When Shane Spencer came up.
Shane Spencer's problem was he couldn't hit the curveball.
He couldn't.
But if you threw him a fastball, Shane Spencer was going to hit it 600 feet.
Yeah. He reminds me of a younger Judge. That's what he reminds me of. Just
Jason
from the left
Dominguez,
side.
He has that kind of power. Yeah, he's a 5-tool player. Yep.
Yeah,
I can see that too. I can see that too.
Well, I want to deal with the elephant in the room, y'all. We talking about everybody but my Cowboys. The game was last night.
We talked a little bit about the game last night.
The game was last night. Dak is balling. But tell me what y'all think, man. Tell me what y'all think.
I'll let you know. Come back in 2 weeks.
Let's come back next week when the Eagles play.
Not even, because Dallas, and you're gonna have to admit this, Jess, Dallas traditionally falls apart in December. So I need 2 weeks into the month to see if they're legit or not. Dallas traditionally falls apart in December. See, you can't even say I'm wrong. I need to see.
Because
clockwork. The calendar has reached December when Dallas goes on a 4-game losing streak.
Let me tell you. Now, one thing about my team, that game yesterday is normally game they lose.
Mike McFadden said the Cowboys won't do anything when it counts.
Yesterday is a game. Yesterday is a game we would normally lose. Mm-hmm. We would normally lose that game.
What was yesterday's date?
Yesterday's date actually was the first game for the week that begins in December.
But the calendar still said November.
No,
Yes, it is. It was the first game of week 14. You're right.
But still, we always those are the games that we lose.
Yep.
We play from ahead, not behind.
They did. They had to hold on at the end, but yeah.
I mean, yeah, shoot, Seattle came and they balled out. They was balling. We couldn't stop. D Metcalf. Metcalf was burning.
Oh,
That
DK
dude
Metcalf he's a problem.
He's a problem. We couldn't stop him. That 75-yard touchdown, that dude, I thought he was Flash for a second.
Yeah, DK Metcalf he's got to be the fastest back in football. He's got to be.
He got to be. That dude was gone.
If he gets daylight, you could forget about it.
He left my quarterbacks at least 15 yards.
Yeah. Right after I saw that highlight. I was like, oh my God.
After catch, 15 yards. He had him burnt 15 yards.
Yeah.
And he was doing now, mind you, that what they did the whole game, they didn't continue to go to him. So that was bad calling on. But still, that's normally a game.
Well, that's Pete Carroll. Pete Carroll, he ain't been right since that Super Bowl when he didn't go to beast mode.
Yeah, that's right.
He ain't been right since then. Pete Carroll has not made a good decision since then.
I want to ask you guys a question real quick. Aaron Rodgers, what does he pay? Did he pay for a new ACL?
First of all, he had an Achilles injury.
Did he pay for one?
No. I'm not a conspiracy theorist. Elle is the conspiracy theorist, but I have a
Elle is a Jet fan.
So am I. But I have a conspiracy theory about the whole Aaron Rodgers situation. I believe that he was already hurt. I believe that they trotted him out there for that first series because of all the hype surrounding him, trying to rally the fans. The fans needed to see him. It was a big deal for the New York Jets to have Aaron Rodgers. But if you think back to the close of last season, all the up and down, will he or won't he? Is he going to play? He got radio silent for a while and didn't talk about nothing. I truly believe he was already hurt because he got cleared for practice this week. Returning from an Achilles injury, he would be right on target for an injury that happened in July.
Okay.
So I think he was already hurt. I think that, and look at the way he went down. And remember, Cynthia McCants called it. She told Jason McCants that during that first game, the way he went down, he stood up and then he fell and sat back down and looked over to the sideline like, yeah, that's it. I think he was already hurt.
But with an Achilles though?
Yeah. Because you can walk on it, you just can't run on it. You're not gonna get it because that's what keeps you from exploding when you run. You can walk on an Achilles. Remember, Kobe Bryant popped his Achilles, stayed in the game, shot free throws, and then walked off because he couldn't run. You can walk on an Achilles injury, you just can't run on it.
Yeah, what you think? 21-day window, dude. He's coming back.
He gonna be back next Sunday.
Next Sunday.
That's what they cleared him to practice. They cleared him to practice this
Dude,
Monday.
I saw the practice though.
I'm sitting here like
practice.
Right.
There's no way.
Right. Right. Exactly. Exactly.
This dude is 60. And he's about to come back from an Achilles.
From an Achilles injury in 13 weeks. Really? Nah, he was already hurt. He was already rehabbing it, and they lied to all of us.
That could be true there, Bishop. That could be true. That could be true.
The Jets duped all of us. And now he's going to come back next week and lead them to the playoffs. Watch.
No way. No way.
I'm telling you, if he comes back, the Jets are going to the playoffs. Hot take. That's my hot take. We'll have this. We're going to have if he does come back, the Jets are going to the playoffs. Mark my words.
Are you kidding?
6 games left?
If he comes,
they would have to go 6-0.
5-1. Because the AFC is wide open. Like there's nobody running away with the AFC right now.
The AFC is wide open. The AFC is wide open.
The Chiefs are the cream of the crop right now, but the Jets without him, prove that they could probably beat the Chiefs.
They can't.
They still got to go through their division, like Miami. They Buffalo.
Need to beat now. They split with Buffalo already. They just need to split with everybody else. They've split with Buffalo. They beat Buffalo opening night. They lost that second game to Buffalo. They got blown 32-6. That's the game that finally got Zach benched. So you got the Buffalo. So that series with Buffalo is done. They got one more game against Miami. They got one more game against New England.
Yeah, they can beat. Yeah, wow.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. They could come back and win that division.
I don't think they can win the division because Miami's too far ahead. Miami's 8-3.
Miami's 8, but the Jets are 4-7, so they're not mathematically out of it. Like if Miami goes into a tailspin, the Jets could still win that division. They would have to go 9-8 to win the division, and Miami would have to free fall. But I was watching the games last week, and the Jets at 4-7 are still technically in the hunt. They're like 2 games out of a wild card.
Wow. Yeah.
The AFC is wide open.
There's
So
no way.
if he comes back and they can go 5-1 with him, they have a shot.
There's no way.
Okay.
There's no way.
There's no way. I don't see it though. I don't see it. I don't see it.
It's not likely, but crazier things have happened.
I'm just mesmerized. Now that could be the only reason why he would come back this early is if he was injured. If he was injured earlier.
Yep.
But why? But my thing is why this is your investment. Now they spent over $50 million.
Yep.
And traded and gave up the whole kitchen sink for him. So why risk your investment? That's the only thing I'm struggling with right now. Why risk your investment and risk the chance of getting him hurt career-wise, especially because of his age?
And you got him for another year, so you could. I would have if. But that's why I also think that this is one of those things where it was a ruse. I really think that he's healthier than we think, because I would have showed with an Achilles injury. I'd have been like, oh, he's talking about he rehabbing to come back. No, you're not. Sit down. We got another year on that contract. We will see you next year for OTAs. That would have been the end of it. We're gonna revamp this offensive line, and we're gonna come back and win this division and go 14-3. But
that makes more sense now,
right? I think that they legitimately think that they have a shot in a wide open, because all the attitude, I believe, is all we got to do is get in, because the New York Jets have the best defense in football. Period.
Okay.
There is not a defense. Because the problem this year with the Jets has not been on the defensive side of the ball. The problem with the Jets this year has been in the
we
offensive
scored 30
side
on them.
They scored right. Dallas scored 30 on them, but again, football is a game of possessions. If your offense is constantly going 3 and out, a team like Dallas is going to be able to wear your defense down over the course of the game because they've got the ball longer. That's what's going to happen.
All right. Okay. Let's just, first of all, what is he coming back for?
Because I think he believes that they have an outside shot at getting in.
That is a waste. That's one. Two, my brother-in-law is on here. Thank you, Jay. He's not.
San Fran is in the NFC. This is not about the NFC. This is about the Jets coming out of the AFC. But they wouldn't see San Fran until the Super Bowl. So they're not worried about San Fran.
That's one. Two.
Jersey. His jersey is selling regardless. So
it's
Aaron Rodgers.
No.
Yeah. So his jersey is gonna sell regardless. It's Aaron Rodgers.
Jay Boogie, what up, man?
He's 40 years old.
He is.
And first of all, that offensive line,
they're trash. They're trash. I agree.
That offensive line sucks, and he's not mobile. Aaron Rodgers is not a mobile quarterback. Not at 40 with a bad Achilles.
Yes, Jay, I said that, and I stand on that.
Okay? Not at 40 with a messed up Achilles.
Right.
Ruptured Achilles.
Ruptured, right. Listen,
right?
I don't disagree with
You
nothing
got
you're
a
saying.
bad offensive line, a
I'm just talking about the thought
40-year-old
process.
quarterback
Mhm.
with a ruptured Achilles. If Aaron Rodgers comes back this season, he won't play next season. He'll be dead.
Why are you killing this man off? What is happening?
They're gonna kill him.
That's why I said I believe he paid for that Achilles. He bought another one. He bought another Achilles.
Here comes the sword. Wait. You gotta wrap up your face.
No.
No ninja today. We're not gonna get the ninja tonight.
Nigga,
Nigga, not ninja.
he will be dead. If Aaron Rodgers comes back on the field this season, first of all, I don't think he should come back on the field next season. Thank you, Jay. It's a recipe for a disaster.
Listen, I agree.
We got.
I don't disagree.
That contract, I can't believe that we cannot draft a quarterback.
You drafted one. He's garbage. You drafted him number 1 overall.
He's a Pop Warner quarterback.
Not Pop Warner. He played with my son in him.
Wait. With Wilson, he came out the same year another quarterback came out, and the Jets took him number 2 overall.
I can't listen to me.
I wasn't sold on Zach. First of all, he played at BYU.
BYU, yes.
He played. You don't draft a quarterback that played at BYU number 2 because he did not play in a strong conference. That's coming out of the NCAA. That is not the quarterback you draft.
The Jets can't catch a break, and we cannot get. We can't get a good quarterback. Like,
but you know what though? You know what the sad part is? You guys have 2 of the best running backs in the game.
Well, wait, no. The Jets.
Wait.
Michael, the Jets have weapons.
They got the weapons.
The Jets have weapons. They have no offensive line.
That's the reason why they got Aaron Rodgers, because they have the weapons.
They got the weapons.
The problem
Lazard,
is the offensive line gets ran over.
Yeah, and the quarterback has no time to throw.
He ain't got no time to throw it. That's how he got messed up in the first game, first 4 plays. He had no time. The offensive line just was like, again, Red Sea. Moses might be out there.
I don't think it's your offensive line. I think it's your offensive play calling. I think it's your coordinator.
No,
Hackett.
Yes.
They went and got Rodgers' offensive coordinator from Green Bay.
Hackett sucks. He sucks.
No. I gotta disagree.
He
Jess.
sucks.
I gotta disagree.
Why? Okay, you got Dalvin Cook, and then you got the other running back,
Breece Hall, who is phenomenal.
Breece Hall, he's good. Y'all don't get. They touched the ball when they played the Cowboys. I think between the both of them, they touched the ball 8 times.
Well, yeah, because Dallas scored 14 points in the first quarter, and you got to when that happens, you got to throw the rest of the game because
you utilize your offense.
No, you can't utilize your offense if the offensive line is breaking up like stale cornflakes.
And you've got great backs, but you need an offensive line that can create lanes for them to run. How
big is the left side of your offensive line? Mickey Becton is almost 500 pounds, right?
That's part of the problem. He's 500 pounds and can't block anybody.
He can make.
My point is, he don't have to block to make open holes for a running game. Your running game opens up your passing game.
Right, but you need your offensive line to open up the holes for your running game to be able to get going.
So that leads me to the conclusion that you don't have an offensive scheme. Your scheme.
No.
The scheme. The line is trash.
The O-line is trash, and therefore the opponent's secondary.
Not the West Coast offense. Jay, not the West Coast offense.
Yo, that secondary, they like
Bill Walsh. Okay, no more Niner conversation in here. Bill Walsh.
29 sacks.
Yeah, that's who they need. They need to call Bill Walsh out of retirement.
Come on, man. It's the
You need a coordinator.
Right, Sam. Becton stays hurt because he's 500 pounds and can't block nobody.
Yeah, because I think y'all just put him in.
Becton is huge. Like,
dude,
what's the point?
You got Garrett Wilson.
Yes.
You got Lazard. And what happened? Where's the other receiver that came from Green Bay as well? With the cat eyes.
Not the cat eyes.
What's his name? I forgot his name because he played with the Cowboys last year.
No, I'm done. I don't want to talk football no more. This is a Dallas fan, and I am not going to talk football with a Dallas fan while Dallas is on this match.
9-3. Why we 9-3?
That's why we're gonna bring him. We're gonna bring Jess back in 2 weeks. We see where the Cowboys are. If the Cowboys have dropped 2 straight, then we're gonna have to have another conversation.
When they become December Dallas.
Listen,
DD.
I promise you.
Yes, Randall Cobb.
I promise you, Randall Cobb. That's it. But I promise you, we gonna win it. We gonna have the division in our.
Oh yeah, they got the division. They got the division
next Sunday.
I was in the restaurant last year. I was watching Dallas get pummeled by whoever they got pummeled by in the
in the divisional round.
We lost to San Francisco. Yes, we did.
Yes.
Yeah, well, I mean, San Francisco is the cream of the NFC right now. So
they are. They loaded, but we coming. We coming.
Yeah,
we coming.
Mm-hmm.
Right now, we're better than San Francisco. Right? We're 9-3.
Let's just say y'all better than the Jets.
I'm not gonna go that far.
Y'all are better than the Jets right now. That's what you are. My team's just not. We're
not just better than the Jets. We are in the top 5 of the NFC East right now. I mean, of the NFC. We are one of the top.
Thank you, Sammy Jennings. Everybody the Cowboys have played haven't won 5 games except Seattle. Thank you.
Everybody, look, Jess. Everybody saying that Dallas is going to fall apart like usual. Nobody has confidence in your team in December.
It's a conspiracy.
Nobody. You know who doesn't have confidence? The haters.
No,
and I understand that. Haters don't have confidence. But what I'm telling you is,
there is no
now if you watch that Philly game, we got cheated out of that Philly game. We were playing the refs and the Zebras that game. We got cheated. We should have beat Philly in Philadelphia. But now they coming to Dallas where we're 14-0. We're 14-0. And we're gonna show you guys. Now, when we beat Philly next week, I just want to hear what the excuse is gonna be. Well, Jalen Hurts looked like his toe was hurting. It's gonna be.
Listen, I ain't got a dog in the fight, but you are more than welcome to come on, win or lose. to do. So if Philly goes in there and beats Dallas, I want to see you on here next week, Jess.
That's not gonna happen. It's not gonna happen. We're gonna beat them in Philly. We're gonna beat them in Dallas. I promise you that. We're gonna beat them. You got my word on that. I'm coming on next. Invite me on. If y'all go on Sunday night or Monday, let me know.
It would be Monday.
I will be on.
Sunday, we preachers. We can't be on Sunday.
You don't believe you? You need more people.
Yeah, preachers, which I preach at 12 o'clock.
No, we be tired after doing church all day.
Philly is going to hand it to y'all. Yeah, Dallas ain't beating Philly next week. I'm telling you right now.
Let me see something real quick.
The only loss that Dallas is the only loss that Philly.
We're not scheduled to be back on until next Tuesday. But I will come on Monday after this game just for you, Jess.
No, yes. Let's go. We're gonna do a football show.
We'll do a football show on Monday night.
Yes.
So we can talk about how Philly ran them Cowgirls out of
I said,
off the field.
I want to hear what y'all excuses going to be.
Mind you, that's next Monday. That's the 11th.
Yes.
Actually, no, we will be on that Monday night because the Knicks are playing the Raptors that night. So we'll be on that night anyway.
Yes. So make sure, because I want to hear what y'all going to have to say when we win. Because I want to hear what y'all, I just want to hear it. I want to prepare,
What up, cuz?
I want to be prepared for what y'all going to say. Yeah, that's right, Jay. Jay, I don't know who team Jason like. Jason.
Jay is a Giants fan.
Jay is a Giants fan.
Lord.
Okay.
Jesus, Jay. Come on, Jay. Jesus, Lord have.
Shouts to
Danny
my cousin
Pennies.
overseer Chris Burton. What's going on?
What up, Chris? That's my dude. Danny Pennies. I hope y'all got your receipt for him. Y'all got a receipt for him?
The Giants are another team with a bad offensive line as well, though.
Oh no! That's a bad quarterback. He sucks.
I can't say that he sucks. He's fared better than Zach Wilson has. Zach Wilson has been awful. At least with Danny Dimes, there have been flashes of brilliance. And when he gets protection, he's not bad. When he gets protection, he's not bad.
He's not good.
Now, he's not. No, Daniel Jones is not an elite quarterback. No.
He got paid like he was one, though.
I agree. I thought the Giants made a poor decision with that. But he's not as bad as Zach. Yes, Jay. Zach is a bum. He's a complete
So is Danny
bum.
Pennies. He's a penny. He's not even a dime. He's a penny.
Yes, Danny absolutely does hold the ball too long.
That's my point.
Danny would be good if he learned if they taught him how to be a good game manager. Because that's all he really needs to be.
He would be good if he still played in college.
Danny likes to fashion himself as a running quarterback, but he has to understand that you can't win with the read option in the NFL.
My point exactly. He need to play for Alabama or somebody or Georgia. He need to go back down. Can they demote him back down? You know, is there a farm system in the NFL? Or he's a good practice squad quarterback. I mean,
well, yeah, the Giants had a Manning for 10 years. You know, before that, they had some pretty good quarterbacks. Even the year that Kurt Warner took them to the Super Bowl that they lost, they had a really good quarterback. Before that, Phil Simms and Jeff.
I think we should merge the Giants and the Jets and just make one New York team.
They already play in the same stadium, right?
Exactly. Just merge you. You know what, Bishop? Bishop, you preached a sermon tonight. You preached a sermon tonight, Bishop. Merge the two. Merge them.
We need to merge those two teams because
blue and green, the blue and green color.
We are not. What does blue and green make? Blue and green makes what? Their new colors could be black.
Chris, you crazy.
Because
Mike said he's been saying that for years.
And not only that, they should stop calling them New York teams and just make them the New Jersey whatever.
Yeah, because the stadium is in Jersey.
Make them the New Jersey Flying Goliaths.
What?
So take Flying from Jets, take Goliath from Giants, and just name them the New Jersey Flying Goliaths. And just call it a day. Because first of all, I'm tired of calling my Jets the New York Jets, and they play in Jersey. I hate that. I'm so mad that we didn't get that West Side Stadium. I don't even know what to do.
Oh, that's something else to blame blame James Dolan for.
Yeah, he was almost.
He's the one that blocked it.
Almost.
James Dolan, the Knicks president.
Yeah,
the
Knicks owner.
The West Side Stadium that the Jets was building for
because the deal was in place, and he got it blocked.
The old train yard.
Yeah, I think that's what you know what goes on the West Side now. I'm a New Yorker. They didn't want to stop that traffic. James Dolan probably be out there. He didn't want to stop that traffic that goes on the West Side.
Right. The only New York football team is in South Toronto. Because that's what Buffalo is.
Buffalo.
It's in Buffalo. South Toronto.
Yeah.
That's what Buffalo is. Buffalo is South Toronto.
Yeah, South Toronto. No. That's Niagara Falls.
Right, and Buffalo is right below that. That's South Toronto.
Buffalo is still New York.
South Toronto.
No, it's not. No, it's not.
South Toronto.
No, it's not. South Toronto.
South Toronto.
I agree with you. It ain't New York. That is not New York.
You ever been to Buffalo, L? South Toronto.
I don't go no place where it's colder than my freezer.
No,
oh my God.
Any place colder than my freezer, the Lord ain't there.
The Lord ain't there.
He ain't. Mm-mm. He ain't in
God,
Buffalo.
the Lord ain't in hell, and the Lord ain't in Alaska.
and he sure ain't in Buffalo.
Because
Right. They should play the Canadian national anthem at Bills games.
Oh no. Man, I appreciate you guys inviting me on, man. You know what I mean?
We appreciate you
you
coming
are
on,
on the
Jess.
show, Jesse. They told us last night you wanted to come on the show. I said this is the perfect night to bring them on since the process has been disrupted by Boston tonight. We should have had Jason. We should have had Jason Hendrickson on here.
Right.
Rag.
He would have been ragging you. Yep.
Life.
He would have been ragging you.
Oh, he couldn't have racked because, like I said, they struggled, and I was missing my guns tonight.
Don't nobody care about that. You get on that court, you play to win. That's it. Period.
I was missing my guns though.
I know.
You play the team that's in front of you.
No,
Oh, we
play
played.
the
Oh, we not
play the
complaining.
team that's in front of you. You
We
play
not
the team that's
complaining.
in front of you. Don't nobody because if Philly would have came into the Garden and Julius Randle's not playing and Emmanuel Quickly's not playing, you'd have been like, so what? You play the team that's in front of you.
No. If that's the case, then we should have blew y'all out. But if that game was close, I would have nothing to say. I'd be like, whoa, hold on, that's a good team, you know. But if we beat y'all by 30, nothing to say. You know what I'm saying? Especially without your guns. They beat us by 4 points, and I literally only because Pat Beverly he thought he was James Harden out there, and he started launching the ball. He had 25 points.
But yeah, he ain't James Harden. I mean,
He's
the
not
Celtics were without Porzingis as well. So
Porzingis ain't playing the last couple of weeks.
yeah, Porzingis is hurt.
Oh, he's
as we expected.
Porzingis was not that good when he was in New York. He got
whoa.
No, I'm gonna tell. Let me explain why.
Okay.
Let me explain why. Because your best ability is your availability, and he was never on the court. He stayed at the medical center more than he stayed on the garden floor.
No, he got hurt. That
every other day.
The one time that he got hurt, he never played for the Knicks again after that.
Right.
He got traded after that. He played. He held our team down, especially with Carmelo going through his craziness with Phil Jackson.
Yeah.
We had a good Porzingis. When he got hurt, he never played for us again.
Right, because then that's when the stuff with Melo and Phil went crazy, and him and his
team
was
David Fizdale, and Fizdale hates European players.
And Porzingis is looking over here like, I don't think I want to stay with this franchise.
Yeah.
And his brother told him we want out.
Yeah. Now Porzingis regretted that.
He regrets it, yeah. Because he realized, the NBA is a global league and all of that, but there's nothing like winning in New York. And he realized that.
Oh, well, if you stay in New York, you're not going to win in New York. Leave it to Davey Wright. We're going to win a championship every year. But I'm not.
But we know Davey is crazy.
Wright. Y'all win the preseason championship.
I love my brother Dave, but Dave is he is the definition of Homer.
Yeah.
He is the definition of Homer.
Listen, the only reason why I keep my sanity as a Knicks fan is because I don't expect to win.
Because I got a good team this year.
If I started expecting to win, it'd be just like when you turn the game on and they start losing just because you turn the game on. If I started expecting to win, I would start having heart palpitations and all kinds of anxiety, Nickxiety, not anxiety, Nickxiety.
Nickxiety.
No. But Davey thinks we're winning the championship from game one. If we win game one, we going to the finals and we taking it all this year. And I'm like,
he's crazy,
man.
He is the definition of a homer.
Yo. That is Davey. I'm telling you, he puts up when y'all winning in the preseason. I'm like, dude, this don't count.
Like these games don't even count, bro.
These games don't count.
Yeah, he's a co-host. He don't come on our show when we lose.
Right. He only comes on wins. Nah, Jay, we're not all delusional. We're not all. I'm not either. I'm a game. I'm a Knicks fan. I'm a Knicks fan. I'm a diehard, but I'm not
one
delusional.
Game at a time.
Jay said y'all are I'm glad you're not delusional because Davey Wright.
He's delusional.
Davey Wright is delusional.
He's delusional. Yes.
That's my co-host. I don't want to talk bad about him because
that's not talking bad. That's truth.
No,
that's my brother-in-law. I'm talking about him.
Yes. No. But we need. Listen, as a Knicks fan, I need somebody to take that pressure off of me. Yes. Get excited. Get excited. Yes. Yes, you're right, Davey. We're going to the chip, and I'll go back and I didn't say it.
Listen, we're jaded to the point to where if we do have some success, we wait for the other shoe to drop. We're waiting for the injury to happen. We're waiting for the front office to screw it up.
I'm not that far. I'm not that far. Maybe you are. I'm not that far. I am at the place where Shaq said when he was leaving the Magic, he wanted to go to the Knicks, but Ewing didn't want to get traded.
Shaq wanted to come to the Knicks.
I don't remember Shaquille O'Neal. As far as I know, Shaq always wanted to go to the Laker. Like,
yeah,
Shaq always wanted LA. No, actually, Shaq said he wanted to stay in Orlando. And if not Orlando, because Orlando didn't want to give him that $50 million contract over like 5 years, which was big money back then, that Dr. Jerry Buss called him and said, this is what we can do.
Now, Shaq did not want to come to the Knicks, but Shaq was on the trading block, and they were going to send him to New York. And Pat Ewing was like, "I'm not leaving." But Pat Ewing was like, Pat Ewing was the GM.
Do me a favor, if you got that, please send me that clip. I would love to watch it and play it here because that's a hot take. If Shaq said that, because I have not heard anything about that. So if you got that clip, Mike, send it to me.
Yeah, send that to us because I don't.
Who he saying said it? Patrick Ewing or
Shaquille O'Neal? Shaquille O'Neal.
Shaq said that he wanted to go to the Knicks. I don't know. I think now maybe when Shaq heard that he was on the trade block because they wasn't going to be able to get that deal done.
Right. That was one of the teams he was willing to.
I would have loved to go to the Knicks. He probably said I would have loved to go to the Knicks.
Where was he coming from? Miami or
no?
Was he coming from
Orlando. This is from Orlando. His Orlando days.
That was
dominant Shaq coming into the league.
That was dominant. I don't think dominant Shaq wanted to come to the Knicks.
That's what we're saying. Like, I don't remember that.
You know what?
I'll tell you what I do remember about dominant Shaq, though. As dominant as Shaq was, he never really dominated Patrick Ewing. Because if you look at those box scores from those games, Shaq would have 35 and Pat would have 30. Like, they used to go at it.
Patrick Ewing was a little softer than Shaq. He was a little.
I wouldn't say softer. I think Patrick's game refined because remember, he was the Hoya destroyer when he was in college. And his first couple of years with the Knicks, he was that back to the basket big. But then he started developing that outside shot. Patrick Ewing is the original stretch big in the NBA because he was the first.
I disagree.
Who was the original stretch big in the
Here's
NBA?
The story. Here's the story.
Oh, you found it.
Here's the story.
Hakeem was a stretch big before Patrick Ewing?
Yeah. Here's the story. NBA Hall of Famer Shaquille O'Neal said he would choose the New York Knicks as a destination if he were still playing. I never understood why top name players wouldn't want to come here. O'Neal said the Knicks, per TMZ Sports, if I was a youngster, Madison Avenue would be turning into Shaq Avenue. People always talk about business and business after basketball. Knicks don't have a star player. So any superstar that comes there, Madison Avenue is going to open up them doors. There's no doubt that having New York City as your playground is an enticing perk, but other factors have perhaps kept free agents away in recent years, including how former President Phil Jackson treated star players like Carmelo Anthony and Kristaps Porzingis.
And that was huge. Like, players have talked about the way Phil Jackson treated Carmelo Anthony. And they were like, no, we're not going there. Like, because Carmelo is revered amongst players in this league. Revered. Like, Carmelo is their dude. So you treat Carmelo bad. No, we ain't going. I don't care how much money you give me. I ain't going to New York.
Yeah.
Uh-oh, the wife's calling.
Still on live?
That's the wife calling.
The wife's calling. I know it. He's gonna look on his face. Wait, the wife's calling. Uh-oh. Everybody be quiet. Shh.
What up, Telly?
Hey, just say Global.
What's going on, girl?
Is you still ain't nothing? What are y'all still doing on live?
Your brother, it's Jason. Hood got us. He's sparking all the conversation.
He really is. He really is.
Don't make me put you on screen with this bonnet on. Don't do it now.
Don't you put my sister on screen with no bonnet.
Don't you do it. Don't you do it. It's me, Telly. I was supposed to be in it, but I keep sparking the conversation, so blame it on B. Blame it on Big Bro.
Oh my goodness.
This is so unprofessional. Me using my phone on the doggone podcast.
Well, in the middle of the show.
Something from the store.
Text it to me.
Just call me.
Yeah, you gotta. Yeah, the show ended.
give her whatever she wants.
That's right.
And that's it.
All right. I'll be reading.
All right.
Later, sis.
Yo, I mean, not only that, it was not only.
Yep, DeMar DeRozan wants to be here. I will take him, and
DeMar DeRozan did
I'll
say that. I got that clip today.
Yeah, I'll take him.
But remember, I mean,
I still want Paul George though.
It goes further
He
back.
ain't going nowhere.
Jason, tell her to go to bed. It goes further back.
She can't. She hungry, Jay.
Remember when Phil Jackson called LeBron's entourage a posse?
A posse. Yep.
Anywhere Phil Jackson went, they was like, no, nobody's going there. Forget it. We don't like him. We don't want to be nowhere near
Phil
him.
was exposing some
wasn't
get
Phil
off
in New
my
York?
lawn racist viewpoints.
Phil
was in New York, wasn't he?
Phil was a New York Knick. He's a 2-time champion with the New York Knicks.
But then he coached the Knicks though.
He won his titles with the Knicks as a player.
I don't know why I thought he was with the. He was something with the Knicks.
He was the president of the team.
That's right. He was something
Was
for a couple of years.
And GM?
No,
he was just the president.
He was the president, and was actually the GM.
60 million.
Hold on, wait. Let me admit this to y'all too. Now, I said I was a Knicks fan during the Bernard King days, but honestly, I was a Knicks fan during the Anthony Mason, the 90s, Charles Oakley,
the 90s,
the 90s. Yeah,
I know. That's why I said you was in Top Supply and Store.
Yeah, I was.
I know what I'm talking about. You was not a Philadelphia fan until Allen Iverson put that hat on.
Does Topps Appliances even still exist?
Huh?
Does Topps Appliances even still exist?
I know. No, they don't.
They went out of business.
I remember that story. I'm like, that's a long time ago.
Yeah. I don't even know what we were doing in there.
My bad.
Listen, we all ARP members.
Listen, I tell you what, next year. There, I got a Topps Appliance credit card.
Oh my God!
And we was in there buying appliances.
Yeah,
I bought a video game out of it. I bought a console out of there.
That's right, Topps. That's right.
That's why when he said that's when he said that it happened at Topps Appliances. I'm like, oh my God, I remember Topps Appliances.
I
remember shopping there. Yes.
Did I buy a Sega? I think I bought a Sega.
It was a Sega.
A Sega.
It was a Sega. Yeah.
We're old.
And Topps Appliances buying a Genesis.
A Sega Genesis. Yo. Dude. Oh my God. L. You know what? We used to play Madden all night. And L had a creative player on the Jets. Number 7. L Butler.
Number 5.
No, number 5. L Butler. L Butler was a quarterback, a wide receiver.
He played every position.
Listen,
that was the beauty of the creative player era. You could make your player be a 90. It's not like with 2K now where you got to build up to a 99. You can make that player 99 from day one.
From day one, coming out the gate. 99.
Listen, I had a creative player on all sports teams.
That's what you're supposed to do.
On all games, I had a creative player on MLB.
On MLB.
I had a creative player on NFL, Madden. I had a creative player on hockey.
Hockey.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I only bought one NHL game in my entire life. I only bought one NHL game in my entire life.
Them NHL games was dope though.
They was rough though. Yeah.
They were dope.
And you get to fight. You get to fight on those.
Yep.
Yeah. Oh my God.
Then I bought the Dreamcast.
Oh wow. Come on, man.
On the Dreamcast.
You dude. ARP. AARP.
Yeah.
Social Security.
Social Security. ARP don't give you a check, huh? They just give you discounts.
Oh, shots fired.
Who that?
That's Jay. Jay was playing with the Giants all the time.
Sam, you're showing your age. Tecmo Bowl? Bro.
Jay was playing with the Giants all the time. He had one play to the corner. He was going to the corner.
Listen, I remember when I was buying NBA Live every year because 2K wasn't that great of a game. until EA Sports ruined the NBA Live franchise.
Ruined it.
I like the 2K, but I mean I like the 2K better than the NBA Live.
When
NBA Live was not authentic like the 2K was.
Well, when the 2K, I think it was the third year that the 2K was on Dreamcast. And when that 2K came out,
that's when it changed. Yeah, because that was the first year, because that was the year of the first PlayStation, and that was the first time that I bought, because I had a PlayStation, the very first one, and that was the first year I bought 2 basketball games. I had Live and I had 2K.
Remember, you couldn't get 2K on PlayStation consoles.
Right, initially, right.
It was only on the Dreamcast.
Yeah, that's why. Yeah, because it was that third year that you were finally able to do both.
And when that happened,
because Sega had that exclusive deal with EA Sports, so all the EA Sports games went to Dreamcast.
And NBA Live died.
A horrible
death.
Died.
Yeah, it was a good death. I didn't like NBA Live at all.
EA Sports. It's in the game.
It's in the game.
Yep, it's in the game.
Y'all telling your age.
Oh, wait. Wait, Jess. Shots at me. He firing shots at you now, too, Jess.
What you say, Jason?
He said we used to lose to him all the time. That's because he was a kid. He was in the house all the time playing the game. We was old. We was out.
No. Now, you know what we used to lose to? Buster. We used to lose to Buster. But Jason,
another one sitting on the game all day.
Because Buster sat on the game all day. But Jason, you never beat us. Stop lying, Jay.
No, Jay used to beat us because Jay used to beat Buster.
Listen, I didn't take pity on kids. I used to beat the kids too. I didn't care.
You beat them up. You on the game, you getting beat. I don't care how old you are.
I'm beating you by 30, 40, 50. Me and Jamel Lewis, we would just take turns beating my nephew Lavelle all over and over again. He was young, and we would just tear him up.
Oh, wow.
Listen, that's how you learn.
You got to take the hard knocks. I mean, that's how we used to. Man, that's
how we learned playing for real when we would go to the court. My uncle used to take me to the court when I was 9, 10 years old and beat my tail until I could beat him. That's how you learned. Period.
Wow. Now, when we used to play basketball for real,
yeah,
Jesse had a killer jump shot. It was a horrible jump shot, but it always went in.
But it
always.
He had one of the ugliest releases, y'all.
What? That thing used to be water all day long, though.
Water. You need a 3? He is hitting this 3.
Hey, is that gym still open on Putnam Avenue?
You mean the Salvation Army?
Salvation Army.
It's still there, but I don't think they use it anymore like that. But it is still there.
His name was Mr. B, Mr. Barrow.
Yeah. I don't think they let people use it like that no more.
Wow.
Yeah.
That was a spot, man.
I was catching bangers on people's heads in there too.
That was the spot, man. What? Yeah,
but
man.
Great night for sports. Great night for talking sports tonight.
Hey, y'all, thank y'all for bringing me on.
Thank you for coming on, man. We appreciate you hanging out with us tonight. You'll be back in 2 weeks. In 2 weeks
after the Eagles and Dallas game. If you liked our show tonight, y'all like, tag, share, send it out to somebody. This is just regular church guys sports show. Just broadening our horizon, speaking sports, not tongues. And
listen, we could give you some of that too, but this ain't the time or the place.
Right. Now, if the Knicks win a championship,
man,
on this show,
man.
Don't worry about it.
I'm just gonna hit the click track and we just gonna dance.
We're gonna praise God on this show. This show gonna turn into a straight up revival if the Knicks win a championship.
Guess what? We ain't got to worry about that. That ain't gonna happen.
The Knicks win a championship. I am going to shed a tear. I'm not even going to say it.
No. Let me say this. I'm going to say this.
Knicks win a championship in my lifetime.
If the Knicks go to the Eastern Conference Finals, they don't even have to win. If they just go, you're going to see a Philly fan become a Knicks fan.
You're going to see a Boston fan become a Knicks fan?
You're going to see a Celtic fan become a Knicks fan. Okay? Because they're going to be like, L, this one right here, he's going to be like, L, send me, first of all, he has to have a daily news wherever he is. He's still reading a daily newspaper. So he finds a daily news wherever he is. He is a New Yorker, and he's going to want a jersey. He's going to say, you got to send me a hat because it's New York. And wherever he's at, he's got to rep New York. And because he reps New York so hard, when the Knicks are in the finals, he's going to want a New York hat. Mark my words. As sure as my name is Bishop Robert Butler, I'll be a prophet of God.
Lord Jesus.
If the Knicks go to the Eastern Conference Finals, you're going to see him. Our team, we. That's how and that Jason Henderson too. Our theme song tonight was written
by Jason
Hendrickson,
and it's fire.
And it's a fire song. When they sent that thing into our chat, I listened to that song. I said, "Oh nah, he a Knicks fan. You don't make no song that good." But you can't. First of all, he can't be a Boston fan because you can't make a song that good for the Celtics.
I gotta hear this song.
You gonna hear it? We gonna play it. We gonna go out to it.
Don't have musical. First of all, it's too much of a witch town for you to make good music. They don't make good music with those witches and warlocks up there. It's magic. So, thank y'all for watching on tonight. I don't usually close the show. Dwayne closed the show, but I started prepping myself to close the show when his screen went blank. I didn't know what was going on. But Knicks win tonight. Oh, we didn't do all the scores for the night. Let's do all the scores.
No, we did. You went through them, but then this conversation started. So, we good. Wait. Your brother said, how is a Boston fan doing Knick deeds? Right. Because he's a Knicks fan.
Listen to me. Jay Hood. We got a picture of Jason Hendrickson with all Lakers apparel on. Celtics fans don't do that.
They don't wear Laker nothing. That's true.
A Celtic fan wearing Laker apparel is like a blood wearing Crip colors.
Right. That's Hatfields and McCoys.
So Jason Hendrickson is not a Boston fan. He just, I think when the Big Three won that championship against the Lakers, he just got hyped and just, it's like, yeah, I'm Kevin Garnett, Ray Allen, Paul Pierce. Yeah.
Listen, hey, that's what he did. But he'll be back home. I think we should have an altar call for the backsliders if the Knicks get into the conference finals.
Jesus. No, don't worry about that.
We're going to do a show. We're going to do a show. There's going to be an altar call for all you backsliders.
All of them are Knicks fans. They just suffer with Knickxiety.
Knickxiety.
They suffer with Knickxiety. This one here on the show tonight. He is still hurting from the layup against the Indiana Pacers. Everybody that say they a fan of another team and they used to be Knicks fans, their point of trigger, their trigger is that Patrick Ewing layup. They have post-traumatic Patrick Ewing syndrome. They are hurting off of that layup.
No.
The finger roll.
And it hit the back of the rim and came out.
And rolled off the left side.
Oh, are you talking about when John Starks went 3 happy and missed every 3-point shot?
No, because we made the finals again, and you was a Knicks fan when we made the finals in 99. I know you was. That's when I met my wife, and you always wanted to go to Knicks games around that time. Yes, you introduced me to my wife, and you wanted to get Knicks tickets because you liked the Knicks in 99 too when we played against San Antonio. You know that you just mentioned that team. You just mentioned that team. So, yes. But then, all of a sudden, I'm going to be a Philly fan. Why? Because Allen Iverson came on the scene.
I'm telling you. Lord help them, for they know not what they doeth or sayeth.
Hood, my brother-in-law, the same way. He's a Knicks fan too. That's hurting from this layup. All Knicks fans that are not Knicks fans anymore are all hurt from
Yeah,
this layup.
that layup that did everybody in. That layup
has
did
traumatized so many of us.
the fan base.
But I stayed on the battlefield. And I had a temporary anxiety moment
last season
where I was a net fan for 3 hours. Yes.
Listen, Jesse, him and Jason McCants are the reason why the Brooklyn Nets got blown up, because the Lord said, "What y'all do?"
It was like Jonah on the ship. You're supposed to be on your way to Nineveh. You're supposed to be on your way to Nineveh. And you on this ship, and everything is getting ready to go. So Jonah said, I know why this ship is sinking. Just throw me overboard. And that's what happened. Yes, Jay Grant. Allen Houston was Jesse's favorite player.
No, he.
Wow. Yo, you gonna let them blow you up like this, Jess?
You know something? You know what?
8-2-0.
Load. Let me tell you, Load.
They
lying.
When we signed Allen Houston and Chris Childs, Jesse had a Daily News in his hand on his way to my house. We go to the Kip L.
Yo, this is hilarious.
Y'all bringing
Jesse
it
is
back.
The one that gave Allen Houston the nickname H2O.
I plead the fifth, Load. I plead the fifth.
Listen, Jay said,
I forgot about Allen Houston.
Out of the mouth of two is every word established. Jesse was a Knicks fan. He sure was. He tried to act like he been a Sixers fan all his life. Because most Sixers fans be like, oh, I was a Sixers fan from Dr. J days. You're a liar.
I was.
No, you were not.
Dr. J.
You was a Knicks fan. Now, you might have been a Dr. J fan, but you was a Knicks fan. And now that layup, we watched that game together, Jess. We was together watching that game. And you was in pain. In pain, I had to eat the rest of your sandwich for you. You was in pain. Jesse was in pain. He couldn't even think straight.
This is a shame. This is highway robbery.
That finger roll devastated my brother.
Chris Childs. I forgot about Chris. They had Chris Childs, and there was another point guard. Who was the point guard that came in behind Chris Childs?
Charlie Ward.
A
Heisman winner. This is when I knew he was making bad choices. You go and get the best football player in the country out of college and make him your point guard.
Charlie Ward was a really good point guard for the Knicks.
Yeah, he was a good point guard for the Knicks.
He was a good point guard for the Knicks.
And then they traded for Grandmama.
Yep, they brought in Larry Johnson.
Jason, all right, Jason, you're going too far, brother.
No, Jay. We just talked about his jump shot. He hit every jump shot that he shot, but that shot was ugly.
Oh, heck no. I could play some basketball, Jay.
No. Charlie Ward. Ward was a better football player than he was a basketball player, and I got a totally.
He was a quarterback.
I mean, I think we all agree with that. I mean, Charlie Ward won the Heisman.
He didn't have the height, and so he did.
Right. That's why nobody drafted him.
How do you get the Heisman Trophy and don't get drafted?
Because you're a black quarterback, but that's another conversation.
It's another you're absolutely right.
It's another conversation.
Yeah,
because regardless of the fact that he didn't have the height, he was still the best quarterback in college football. So how does he not at least get a shot with an NFL team? That doesn't make sense.
Heisman Trophy. He got a Heisman Trophy on his trophy mantle right now, and nobody even knows that he played football. It's like having an honorary Heisman Trophy.
Yeah, pretty much.
Because the only thing they know about Charlie Ward is that he was a New York Knick, and then whatever other team he got sent to.
Grandmama. Okay, I was a Knicks fan for a hot second there, you know. Okay.
Hot second.
There we go. Thank you, Lord. We didn't have to leave this show without him making his confession. Thank you, Lord.
Yeah, all right, y'all got me. Y'all, you know, throw. You had to go dig all the way into the archives for real.
And you know what's happening to him right
Ain't that like family load though? Family will do that to you though.
now? But you know what's happening to him right now?
I'm in total agreement, Jess.
I'm sorry I did this to you, Jesse. Now you gonna go to sleep tonight with all that hurt in your heart.
You done dredged up all of his pain from the past.
I done
Man,
set off all your triggers.
Every trigger.
I mean, dang.
All of his trauma is coming back up now.
He done went deep in the Red Sea.
You know what we're gonna do? We're gonna have a show called Nick Intervention.
We have Jess, Jason,
Jason.
Who else?
Our bishop, because
Bishop.
our bishop is scarred by that layup too.
You talking about Figueroa?
Figueroa,
Yeah. He is.
Bishop was a Knicks fan?
Bishop Figueroa was a Knicks fan before we was born. He was Willis
Right. Like,
fan, brother.
He's
Bishop
he's seen a championship in his lifetime.
He saw the championship.
That was back in 72.
Right.
Yeah,
he saw a championship in his lifetime.
And he was a Knicks fan up until that Figueroa, and that Figueroa damaged his heart. It damaged his heart. He talks about it today. He said he stared at the television.
He couldn't believe it. He couldn't believe it.
I can't believe this guy
I
said
think that was
Knicks
all of us,
convention.
though. No, really, when I think back, because see, I realized I buried and repressed that memory, and you done dredged it back up. I remember just staring at like time stood still in that moment, like this is not happening.
Yeah,
this is not happening.
Yeah.
It was a
Wasn't Marcus Camby on that team?
yes.
No, Marcus Camby was on the '99 team.
But
99.
Marcus Camby was on.
Yeah, he was. He was.
No,
on, yeah,
it was. No, wasn't
Marcus Camby was on the
Kenny
99
Skywalker?
team.
No, Kenny Skywalker.
Marcus Camby wasn't on that team.
Charles Smith was on the finger roll team.
That's who it was. Yeah.
Charles Smith was on the finger roll team. Because remember, the year before, Charles Smith had the issue with stepping back and dunking on Scottie Pippen, and he didn't do that, and we lost that series.
Right.
Yeah.
He got Marcus Camby for Charles Oakley.
Right.
From Toronto.
That's when we were making the push in 99.
You saying we like I'm a fan now. I'm not. Don't we?
No, he was talking to me.
We speak speaking French over here. We.
No, at that time it was we, Jess. You were one of us.
He said we.
You owe me.
No. This guy was talking about we're gonna have a Nick
convention. To the altar tonight.
A Nick convention, huh? No, we don't need no Nick convention.
Nick intervention. We're gonna do a Nick intervention show, and we're gonna help all y'all finger roll Nick fans that have been bruised by that one play.
That one play.
Y'all have been bruised, and I understand it because I was bruised too. But
we all were.
I can't leave my show, yo. I can't leave my team. I cannot do it. I just cannot do it. I don't know how to be a Brooklyn Nets fan. I tried it for 3 hours. It was terrible.
Oh, you wait a minute. I remember you talking, but you put the hat on. You did a commercial.
Right. He did the commercial, and then 2 days later, they blew up the
Temporary insanity. Temporary insanity. In the court of law,
I text him and Jason immediately like, y'all broke up the Brooklyn Nets.
In the court of law, if I plead insanity, I would be acquitted.
You'd be acquitted.
Insanity. It was insanity. And I have all of the proof of why I would have been suffering from insanity. It's Nick sanity.
Yeah.
Not anxiety, Nickxiety. and I have been a Nick fan for 38 years. And the
38 years of torture. That finger roll, it wasn't just a finger roll. It was John Starks, too.
Well, 94 don't count. And the reason why is because even though John Starks shot like the lights were out instead of shot the lights out, even though he shot like the lights were out, we still didn't even lose that game by much.
6
I
points.
think we lost that game by 2 points, right?
6 points.
By 6 points. So it wasn't like he shot us out of the game. We were still in the game. But
we lost game 6 by 2 points.
But that's not what kills me. What kills me is just when I thought things were going to be okay, we had Stoudemire, we had Carmelo, we had Jason Kidd, we had Kenyon Martin, Rasheed Wallace, J.R. Smith,
Marcus Camby was back and coming off the bench.
Marcus Camby, Iman Shumpert, and Mike Woodson was coaching us. Something happened, and things just went downhill. And then they brought me back to this high again, and they hired Phil Jackson. And in my mind, I'm saying, he's going to wind up coaching. He's going to wind up coaching. He's going to wind up coaching. And Carmelo Anthony's game is going to fit his style of coaching because Carmelo Anthony is friends with Mike Jordan and he loves Kobe Bryant, and they're going to help him with this triangle. And it never, ever happened. It never happened. And then he drafted Nikita.
Some dude, Franklin Nikita.
And then it just went downhill from there.
He hired Derek Fisher.
He hired Derek Fisher
after he couldn't get Steve Kerr. He put the contract in front of Steve Kerr. Steve Kerr said, "Let me think about it." And Phil made the poor decision of saying, "No, not saying I need an answer now." So, he let him go home and think about it.
So when I commit the crime of going to the Brooklyn Nets, and then I turn myself into Knicks police.
What?
And they bring me to night court. My defense attorney said, if you look at all of what he has gone through, it was insanity. Worst draft pick ever. Kevin Knox. I just said it last night. He has no pigmentation.
He's doing good in Detroit. He out there in Detroit now, balling.
He ain't balling.
He scored his first 2 points last night after he was traded from the Knicks. After being let go by the Knicks. He was let go 3 years ago. He ain't scored a point since until he scored in the Garden last night. So stop it, Jesse. Kevin Knox is, and they was talking about him like, oh my God, he's the second coming of Sprewell. They were saying all kinds of wonderful things about this kid Knox, and that his parents was Knicks fans, all of that. And I haven't seen Kevin Knox yet play a good game.
Now, Sprewell. Now, when Sprewell came to New York,
we went to the finals with Sprewell.
He was the missing piece on that team. The Knicks lost in '99 because LJ got hurt and Patrick Ewing was breaking down at that point. But the Sprewell addition proved to be the missing piece because the way that team went on the run that year once they got Sprewell, I'm like, that was the missing piece.
Well, that was the piece. That was the lockout year.
Yep.
Yeah, it sure was.
And they started out slow, and they ended up the 8th seed because they had the slow start. Because everybody knows, had it been a full 82-game season, the Knicks would probably been a 2 or 3 seed. Easy.
And I'm telling you right now, and I'm saying it on this show, if Patrick Ewing was playing in that series against San Antonio,
a healthy Patrick Ewing,
we win that series.
Because he dominated David Robinson his entire career.
And Tim Duncan wasn't ready for all of that.
Right.
He wasn't ready.
Ewing dominated David Robinson
their entire career against each head-to-head.
Yes.
Head-to-head, Patrick Ewing got the best of David Robinson. And that's taking nothing away from David Robinson as the player that he was. But Patrick Ewing. People don't give Patrick Ewing the credit that he really deserves as being an elite NBA center.
You want to know
he
why?
was he's top 50 all time for a reason.
You want to know why?
Patrick Ewing was dominant.
You want to know why? You want to know why?
Joke.
The layup.
So
a Nick DaVinci.
Nick DaVinci. So when you mention Patrick Ewing, the very first thing people say is that layup. And this man stood on the scorer's table.
Yeah. After they beat the Bulls in that game 6.
He carried the Knicks for 15 seasons.
15 years, yep. He absolutely did.
And the only thing that
because they never got him any help till Sprewell.
Don Nelson said he got fired for wanting to trade Ewing for Shaq, and Shaq recently told TMZ that he would have loved to play for the Knicks.
They didn't go nowhere. Don Nelson.
Don Nelson got fired because
he was horrible.
He wanted to make Anthony Mason the point guard.
Yeah, he was horrible.
And Patrick Ewing was looking at him like, "What are you doing?"
The point forward. That's that. Yeah, he was the point forward.
Yeah. That's what got Don Nelson fired.
Which in this NBA, Anthony Mason would be killing at that spot.
Listen, Don Nelson as a basketball mind was ahead of his time.
Way ahead.
The league wasn't ready for that yet.
I was showing 2 hours tonight. I'm getting out of here. No way. This thing says 2 hours and 12 minutes.
2 hours and 12 minutes.
You came on the show and kept us.
Blame it on me.
Yeah, we got to get Spike Lee on the show. That would be great. That would be a lot of fun.
Yeah.
We can get Spike Lee.
Yeah.
It's going to happen. We need y'all to like, tag, share. Those of you that are making suggestions on our show, just like, tag, and share. Blow us up. Blow us all the way up.
Please blow us up. And again, for our 100th subscriber to the YouTube channel,
yes,
we are giving away an all-expense paid trip to Madison Square Garden to hang out with us in the Chase Lounge and take in a New York Knicks game and meet a New York Knicks legend.
The food is good at the Chase
I was
Lounge.
getting ready to subscribe, but when you said that, I'll forget it.
I was just about to say, Jess, you can't win.
Oh, I ain't trying to win.
Listen, the food is good at the Chase Lounge, and they also send former Knicks up there. Last time I was there, what was it? John Starks?
No. Were you there for Starks yet? Because I've been there for 3. I think we got Buck Williams the year that you came. Yeah, we got Buck Williams that year.
Okay.
It was Buck Williams that year. Because then the next year, when you flaked on me, I got Starks. And then the year after that, me and Jamel got Larry Johnson.
It was COVID. I did not flake on you. Not coming nowhere. People are still nervous. It was Christmas and COVID.
But I got a funny story about that because I took a picture with Starks with that. But I still have it. I took a picture with Starks and I stood next to him and I just looked at him and I said, 2 for 18. He was just like, man. He just shook his head and we took the picture. It was a hilarious moment. Jamel was dying, but I was like, listen.
I did the same thing.
I said I had to do it. I
did the same thing at McCants' party because
McCants when he had his party when he came to the party, yeah.
His birthday party.
Starks came to the birthday party. Yep.
2 for 18.
2 for 18.
And he was like, "Pray for me, Pastor."
Oh,
no, you're retired now.
Right, it don't matter now.
No prayer for you.
2 for 18, bro. 2 for 18.
Yeah. I remember that. 2 for 18. I want to hear this song, y'all.
All right, we're getting out of here. Again, New York Knicks win tonight, 119-106 over the Toronto Raptors. Go to 12-7. Thank you again for joining us. As always, y'all ride with us. We appreciate it. For joining the Church Guys Sports Show. We're going to get out of here. Until then, as always, orange and blue skies over New York and everywhere. We will see you on Monday night for the quarterfinals of the in-season tournament. Have a great night, everyone.
North tonight, by the way. They didn't have all their players. So give them a pass.
We don't need no pass.